Hello everyone and welcome to round 12 of the Cappuccino Trophy League at vrroom.org. I'm Dave Higgins, going to take you through the main race highlights as normal. Well, the title may well have been sewn up at the last round at Montegui, but the race here at Nürburgring certainly isn't tied up. It's all to play for. Some very good qualification positions. We've got the current new champion, DM JH32, qualifying on pole for this race. So on real form towards the end of this season. JK is in second place, qualifying in second. VR Race 42, a very good show here from him, in third position. We've got then Genobi in fourth, Stuntman in fifth, Badger in sixth, and in seventh, in the last of the SVRT cars, is in seventh. So basically we've got Team Rossa Racing in first, and second is Scottish Virtual Racing Team. So I'm going to play it as I see it. I believe it's quite a close, exciting race. So let's hope it turns out to be that. So let's play and let's get going. So the title's sewn up with DM as champion, but there's all to play for here as we go with the Nürburgring in the heart of Germany, the Nürburgring D circuit. It's a very good flying start for DM. He's held his advantage off the line, but we've got JK right up behind him. Tight up behind him as they go through with the view there through the wire fence of the pit lane wall. Heavy braking point down into the first corner. Off camber, very tricky to hold it. And JK, that was JK popping around the outside of DM. Let's see if everyone's made it stick as we go up into the main bit here. Whoa, now we've got an incident. We have got an incident. Yellow flags have been called. Something happened to Race there. Something happened to Race. What's at the back of the field there? Now, Race has picked up damage. That's not good from Race's point of view. Very unlucky for such a good qualifying position. Let's go on board with Raced. Let's take it on his roof cam. So Raced in third. Oh, Raced is bogged down. So the anti-stall or the false start penalty kicks in yet again for another player at vrroom. Terrible news, but he seems to have held his position. You can see JK darting out wide there and DM planting it defensive on the inside. What happened then? What happened? Let's watch. Oh, and he's had a tap from behind. I'm curious to see who that was, so we'll just clip onto the back of the car. We've got Stuntman. This is the rear bumper of Race 42. Now we've got Genobi. The anti-stall kicked in. We've got Genobi there over on the left, and on the right we've got Stuntman with lights ablazing. Badger doing a very good job diving down the inside through the middle of the two other protagonists. Now it must be Stuntman has tagged the back, unless it was Badger. Let's just have a watch, see what happened as he turned in. Badger's close, and it was Badger. Badger has clonked Raced. Oh, dearie me. Well, a bit of a misjudgment probably there from Badger. And again, I want to watch that and see again from on board Badger's point of view. It's never good to collect someone on the first corner, but these things do happen occasionally. So on board with Badger's car, there's Raced over to the left. Genobi has kicked down again. Genobi again. I think there was something wrong with his pedal set, to be honest with you. You want to get that checked out, fella. Get some compressed gas squirted on it, and that keeps sticking on that brake pedal. That's the third time in a row Genobi's had a really bad start. So here we go. Oh dear, I mean, Badger wasn't particularly fast into it, to be honest with you, and Race just turned in, quite rightly so, and Badger just didn't hold back enough. So it's a misjudgment from Badger, really. But yellow flags have been called, I believe, so we'll be slowed down half race pace immediately here at the Nürburgring. So we'll just forward a little bit, and there we can see we've got down the main straight now. Raced is in the pits, I believe, at this moment in time. So here we go to try and catch up with him. Just see the pit work going off there. There's Raced in the pits. The pit crew working feverishly. You can see there in the top left-hand corner the main grid going round. So Raced is exiting the pits now, which means I think that the VR marshals will get this show rolling again as soon as possible. Now I've talked about yellow flag conditions before. Something unique this to vrroom, I believe. The marshals watch and make decisions based on what's happened. As to whether they think they should yellow flag the race. Now, for those of you who don't know, yellow flag means slow down to approximately half racing speed not in a particular sector here, just in general, to keep everyone bunched up, really. And what it does is it gives the chance and the ability for people who've got damage to, you know, maybe unfairly, or if it was more than one player, to go in and pit, and that of course repairs the car. Then they can come back out and have another stab. They do obviously still get penalised because you rejoin at the back, and that's where a race will rejoin. But that's the rules here at VR Room. Personally, I think it's very good and very enjoyable, particularly if you were taken out and it weren't your fault. There's a chance for you to get back in there. They don't always call yellow flags, of course, if it's a sole man incident or just a couple of racing incidents, and that causes a problem. Then it's just tough, really, which is how the real world of motorsport should be. No more than 3 yellow flags called per race, of course. Now, DM is pace car, as you can see. All the guys weaving side to side to keep their tyres warm. Now, the race marshals have told everyone to get in the train. It's now on DM for the release. So DM will be slowing everyone down, and we're not allowed to overtake until we cross the start-finish line. So DM is holding everybody up now. As you can see, they're all bunched up, and DM will release it in a moment. And when he does, you can go. When he doesn't, you can't. When the guy in front goes, you go. So DM doing a wonderful job, holding it back, and DM has not gone yet. He's still holding it. He's now released. So we're going to see a big train down the back straight, or down the main straight at the Nürburgring. So we go on lap 2 of 11. Well, that was an exciting start, guys. Yellow flag, pits, the whole lot happened, plus replay, and that's only 3 laps in. So DM feeling the need to go defensive still, and doing a very good job at it too. JK trying around the outside again. Let's see if that works. Stuntman's very close behind, and it has worked. JK through into the lead. What an overtake. What a superb turnaround for the books, ladies and gentlemen. JK into the lead here. Now, can JK stay ahead? That's the interesting thing, because in the last 2 races JK has been ahead, and it's been an unforced error, and DM has gone through and won the race. So I'll be interested to see if that can happen here. So the current race order is JK, DM, Stuntman, Ginobili, Badger, Slim, and Race 42. And in terms of teams, we've got SVRT leading from Team Rosso Racing. So they're going down to the midsection now. It's a heavy braking and off-camber corner. The cars have a tendency to slide wide round that section. Now coming down to the back straight, very high speed this one. Let's give JK a bit of airtime here. We'll just see how close DM is on the back of him, and actually it's quite a long way behind, to be honest with you. But he's being caught by Stuntman and Ginobili, and then the back 3, of course, is Slim, Badger and Raced. Race will be hoping to come through the field here and have a good recovery. Let's just catch on the action with Badger and Slim, and there's Raced. Now is Badger... Oh, what's happened here? Is Badger come off? Badger has had a bit of an incident, a bit of a ding-dong. Now, I'm going to rewind that. I didn't know about that, so let's have a watch here. We'll go on board with Badger on the back of his car. I will have to do some zipping in this race, I'm afraid, because we're 8 minutes in and I haven't got past lap 3 yet. So Badger is, I think he's got behind him, he's got Raced. Yeah, he's got Raced and Slim, so let's just have a watch. Badger in the last of the Team Rosso Racing cars, of course. He's just been newly joined the team from DM. DM gave him the invite and he took on board. He had to buy a £250,000 paint chip to do it, but here he is battling hard, holding back Slim and Race. Now we know the incident was somewhere into the last chicane. So Badger 19 from Slim on the outside, number 85. Tied up behind is VR Race 42, so Slim has got past. Badger is having a dive down the inside, a little bit of a rub on Slim. Slim won't be saying thank you for that, but Slim managed to hold it. Racing incident against these guys, these things sometimes happen. So I'm going to now go on board on the roof cam with Badger, because it was down into the heavy braking area where it happened. So let's have a listen. We may be able to hear some kind of a collision if Race did collide with him, or whether he lost it himself. We don't know, so we're going to have a watch. Now, this is extremely fast downhill, then it's an uphill section to a blind braking point for a left-right flick. So here we go, let's listen and watch, see what happened. Oh no! Oh dear. And that blatantly was an outbrake. Badger just went too hard, too deep, outbraked himself into the corner, so there's no collision. That's just unfortunate driving. We've all done it there, so hard luck Badger, hard luck indeed. Right, back to the leaders. We'll have to skip a few. No yellow flags called for that, of course. So we're on lap 7 now of 11, and this is the battle up front. We've got JK under a lot of pressure from DM. DM diving down the inside here. Will he make this stick? Let's have a look. He's last on the brakes. He has made it stick, but JK, I bet, will go for the immediate cutback. He's tried it, but he's bumped the back of DM's car. That's not going to help him up into this section of circuit here. DM retains the lead now, so it's an absolute humdinger. No love lost between these two players. They have big mutual respect for each other, but they will race very hard and very fast, and that's what you'll find in Cappuccino leagues here at vrroom.org. Hard, fast, good, competitive, fair racing. That's what it's all about. So DM going defensive again. We're on JK's roof cam at the moment. There's DM at the side. And oh my word, let's look at the back of it on DM's car. JK pushing very, very hard. You've got to be very patient. You've got to have a lot of patience around this midsection. It's really hard to deal with. And you've got to hold it so long before you can put your foot down this straight. Now JK's close enough now to get the slipstream. And he is getting the slipstream, and I think in a moment we'll see him dart out of the side of DM. DM staying to the inside. JK is going to have to brake him around the outside now. Remember, famously, DM did this to JK on the last race they had here, and JK has made it stick. He's through on the inside. Superb. So that's a repayment for the same move that DM put on him, should I say, to win the last round, round 12 of last year's Cappuccinos. So now that's knocked DM behind Ginobili. We are on board with Ginobili now, up into second place. Oh, Ginobili's no, he's just dropped down into third. That's a bit of a shame. But he may find that he goes for a dive on DM down into this corner. It's not very exciting from this point of view. Let's go on Ginobili's roof cam. Holding back, holding station. Ginobili is under attack from Stuntman. He's just had a little nudge at the back actually from Stuntman. To be fair, there. Oh, hang on. There is Stuntman, very, very close behind, putting a lot of pressure on. So there's no let up here. Everyone's really still going for it, hammer and tongs. So JK's still in the lead on lap 8 of 11. Time to have a look at those timings now. Let's see out of curiosity who has got fastest lap. So we've got the fastest lap is a 143.775, and that is with DM. So DM holds fastest lap from 143.797. So there's nothing split in JK, the SVRT of JK and the Team Rosso Racing of VRDM. There's nothing split in them at all. The next fastest is VR Raced, so he's looking pretty feisty, trying to catch back up through the field there. So let's get back onto the full view and let's just catch up with what Race is doing. And my word, I was quite right there. I must have missed this. Race now up into 4th place. How close is he to the guys in front? Let's have a look on the roof cam. He's got a reasonable gap there. Is he getting much pressure from behind as they brake heavily now into the left-right flick, the penultimate corner at Nürburgring D circuit? How close is the guy behind? That's the question. And he's got quite a big gap from Stuntman. So Race sitting pretty from last in the pits to 4th. Racing very consistently. I've said it before this season. This race, they're doing a very, very good job. So back on board now with JK as we enter into lap 10 of 11 here at the Nürburgring. Current running order is JK number 84, Ginobili number 54, I think he is. And it's good. Ginobili's going for a dive on JK. Will Ginobili make it stick? JK has gone quite wide. Ginobili's up on the inside, but JK's going to have crucially the inside line for this next corner. Let's just see what happens. DM's back in the fray now. And look at VR Raced. VR Raced is right all over the back of DM as well. My word, this has suddenly got really close, ladies and gentlemen. It's worth watching. We don't want to take our minds off this or our eyes off this. Any one of these 4 players here could win the race, and I wonder who it's going to be. Well, I don't know, but it's certainly exciting stuff to watch. DM going for a dart on Ginobili because Ginobili has done DM. Unbelievable, we didn't see that, but DM going back down the inside now, as you can see. So it's 3 abreast as we go around the bottom section of the circuit. Going up to the steep elevation before the downhill section. So it's DM, Ginobili and number 42 Raced, who is doing a sterling job, come back from last position in the pits. So JK out in the lead, VRDM is in second, and let's watch this from the back of DM's car because he's miles off JK at the moment. So how defensive will DM choose to be on Ginobili? And Ginobili weaving in the background. Weaving, DM's on the inside. Ginobili is got to go around the outside. He's trying to do what JK did, but he's backed out of it. DM has sustained and kept that corner for now, may I add, ladies and gentlemen, for now. So again, on the back of DM's car, we've got Ginobili with Raced tied up behind now, down into the main straight, into the heavy braking point. This is going to get it very, very interesting. Will they make it stick? Now, everyone's stuck into the inside of the circuit, and they're all doing that to try to get the slipstream effect from each other, and that's when the lead car punches a hole in the air, so the car behind doesn't have to do as much work, and therefore, oh, very late on the brakes for Ginobili. Let's see that from the outside point of view. Ginobili through on the inside nearly. No, he's backed out of it. How did DM survive that one? Oh, I thought that was a dead cert for Ginobili to come through then, but it's compromised Ginobili's line, and now Raced is up into a podium position almost. He's nearly up in third, and he is up in third, so Raced from last to third. This will be a turn up for the books if he gets on the podium yet again this season, and it'll be a brilliant way for him to end his season. Another podium for race 42. That will be a very, very good thing. So, is DM able to make any headway on JK at all? That's the question we've got to ask. We're on the last lap on the back of JK's car. The answer to that question will be no way. There's no way DM is going to catch that much up. In the meantime, Raced and Ginobili are on it hammer and tongs, so it's looking like it's going to be a JK victory followed by DM. Let's go on board with these two guys. This looks interesting. It's going to be a race over the line and to the finish. We're on lap 11 of 11 to finish off the Cappuccino League for June 2013. So it's looking like JK is going to win the race. We've got a little bit of an off there from DM, and oh, and Ginobili's going for the slipstream on the inside. Will he make it last? Will he make it stick? No, he's not. So JK, we're going to watch JK come over the line, and then we're going to see fantastic race 42 finishing on the podium. Excellent stuff. Well played, all contestants. Excellent. So fantastic final victory for JK, followed by DM over the line, followed by race 42 only just from Ginobili. So that's Stuntman, sorry, and then Badger and Slim at the back. Slim coming round by 6 by himself, and Badger coming round the final corner. So fantastic final race. JK winning the last race of the season. Well played. Followed by DM, followed by race 42. Excellent stuff. Well played, guys. Well played. So I'll just pause that there. We're on JK's car. Been a pleasure commentating on this. This is the final season of Cappuccinos for a little while. Tune in soon. In a couple of weeks, we're going to be starting the GT300 League in this racing room. So all these protagonists, I believe, will be there. So the Cappuccinos are being laid to rest for a short while. They will be out soon, so don't panic, ladies and gentlemen, because it's good racing. But we'll see GT300 class cars soon, starting a week on Sunday at VR Room, only at vrroom.org. So I've been Dave Higgins. Thanks very much for watching. What a fantastic season, and what a fantastic win for SVRT and JK. Thank you very much.